Nano banana. Yeah, over the last few days, the internet has been buzzing about Google's new AI photo generator fancy pants tool. But can we actually use this to make money? Well, today that's what we're going to talk about. I'm going to show you the new things that are included in this AI photo image generation tool, how you can use it, what it's best used for, some things that I didn't like so much, and 3 ways I'm going to be using this in my business to make money starting now. So pay close attention, because this isn't just about photo editing and fancy cool AI photo stuff. No, it actually goes much deeper, and that's what we're going to talk about today. How can we use Nano Banana, Google Image Editor, to build our business, get traffic, and grow? Well, smash a like button and get ready, because one of the tips I'm going to show you I haven't seen anyone talk about, and quite frankly, I don't think anyone noticed that Nano Banana can actually do this. Come on, let's go to work. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in here and take a look at how this Nano Banana thing works. First of all, the way that you access it is actually pretty simple. You're just going to go to regular Google Gemini. Make sure you're in 2.5 Pro. I believe that's the one that has it, although I think all of them will. And then what you're going to do is you're going to click this little banana here that says Create Image. Once you toggle to that, you'll be in that banana image generator and you'll be able to create whatever you want. Now, some things that I noticed that was really cool is it does a really good job of actually making the images. They look pretty fantastic, and the consistency of the characters, like this person here does look like this person here, which does similarly look like these people here. So the consistency is really good, which is very applicable to being able to build an audience and grow and get traffic and everything like that, where you're using a persona. Now, what's new here is speed and efficiency. It is a lot faster. It is very efficient. You give it a command, it understands it. That's one of the keys here when I look at an AI tool, is the ability to understand the language and what I want and give me an output based on that. It's like having an employee that knows what you want and goes and does it, versus one that you have to keep telling over and over the same task until it starts to sink in, and even then they might not think a certain way that's going to help you in your business. What we're looking for is an AI that thinks differently. And towards the end of this video, I'm going to show you where this thinks different. And one of the things that's a huge time saver and something that I'm going to use to build and grow an audience on other channels using Nano Banana. It's actually very awesome. Now, going through here, we can see that it's also very cost effective. So if you're going to be building tools with the API, like we mentioned here on this channel, it's fantastic at that. Character consistency, we're seeing that across the board, it will maintain the same look, the same person. Now, one of the things that's actually very new and very big with the Nano Banana is the fact that it alters and changes photos. We saw Google hint at this with their new phone. I think it was the Google Pixel or something like that, where they had, you circle and it'll remove something or it'll add something or change a tone. We're seeing that that's very powerful, where you could get into business stuff where you could do alterations or photo touch-ups or take old photos and digitize them. Different things like that we're going to see add and grow as businesses with AI. We can also add to photos. So if you want to add someone, makes me think of the Seinfeld episode where he adds the people or takes himself out or whatever it is. If you remember that episode, let me know as a comment below. That was a great one. So we could go through and do that, and George would have been a lot better off with AI than having to go and get that cartoon image he had made. Also, product placement. This was one that was very powerful for business stuff, where you could go through and have a product placed. Like this one here, I did a tower garden for herbs, and it did pretty good. So if I was making a website about herb gardens, this would be fantastic. And it even got like the different herbs. You got basil, rosemary, thyme. It really understood what people wanted and what would actually get that eye-catching results. The lighting is on point. The backgrounds are very consistent. The tower is very consistent. And I didn't give it a reference product. It just kind of got that on its own, which is really good. We can also see that the background in these others is very similar as well. Very cool. Like it's got those little spoons back there, and we can see the same thing in these types of things where it's got the little background stuff that does fit the image. That's important when doing marketing. We want everything to fit, especially if we're going to turn these into videos. We need it to fit, because if it's not, then the videos are going to look funny and it'll be obvious that it was, just slopped together rather than thought through. Another thing we can do is photo restorations. This is something you're going to see on like Fiverr and things like that. One other thing that Nano Banana came out with that does really well is 3D understanding, being able to understand space. What is this going to look like here? Is this guy taller up front? This guy shorter out in the back? And different things like that, that as a painter, I know that that was very important. Now, a lot of these are really cool and good, but how does that equate to business and how we're going to use it? I'm going to show you in just a minute. One of the things that I want to bring up that's very important is text on images. Being able to go through here to Nano Banana and say, make an infographic about vertical indoor gardens. This is one where we can go through and it'll actually put text on the image, which makes it social media ready. Like I could go out there and I can start using this right away, which is fantastic. So understanding that is good. Now I was playing around with this a little bit with the different things here where I went through and made some infographics here. I made a thumbnail that looked pretty good, and I messed around with some of the images, and I did see the consistency was really good. So I gave it this thumbnail here, and then I went through and had like, okay, here's a banana to money. It got the same expression, different person, which was kind of cool, understands expressions. Again, this is about how the AI understands. That's what's going to help us build a business, not so much a new AI tool that's really cool and great. We want something that's going to understand what we want. I'm treating these like they are employees because they are. These are things that are going to help us. It might not be a paid employee, but it is something that's going to go out there and create things and make it easier. Now, I did notice that JSON prompting worked very, very well. I created this watch, which is almost identical to one that I had before, and it was because of the JSON prompts. If you want to learn more about JSON prompting, I highly recommend watching the video in the description where I go through the whole process and show you how it works. Very important in the age of AI, making money, building a business. JSON prompts, I believe, are the future. Now, going through here, I went through and made a more specific one here where it got different people, talked about what they were wearing, and it kept that prompt throughout all of the different images. So we had them here having the coffee, and let's zoom out a little bit so you can see it. Does it want to zoom out? I don't think it does. But going here, you can see what they look like. Looks like a French coffee shop or something like that. We could see all the images are good. Nothing funny, like we don't see like two handles on the coffee cup, extra fingers or anything like that. All right? Then I said, now have them angry. I wanted to make sure it kept the consistency. Blue coat, tan coat, what the people look like. It did keep it. So it's keeping that. It even has the bikes there, the little blue sign up here. We're seeing the consistency is on point. Now it didn't have that person walking because maybe it's a different scene, which is actually good because I'm doing videos like you would have that person walk by twice in two different frames, which would look funny. That's gonna get in the way of what we're doing. Now, if I wanted to have product placement here, that would probably be really good where I could say, oh, you know, have a certain brand of coffee or a special coffee mug or something like that. Then I said, put them on a boat close up. Here they are on a boat with the same argument. Looks pretty good. Again, very, very consistent. Then I went through and I had one for like urban realism where we had robots and things like that. Beautiful, beautiful images. Kept the consistency even when I added the little robot there. And then here is the robot shaking his hand. Same consistency. All throughout, like everything is absolutely on point down to the painting on the wall. I mean, this is fantastic stuff. Now, this isn't even close to what I'm talking about with making these AI images to build a business. We're going to go through that in just a minute. Now, some of the ways that we can make money here are with photo retouching. You could build a business around that, Fiverr, maybe even like a brick and mortar store. We see people who do photo retouching for, you know, loved ones and memorials and things like that. We can also see that this is great for faceless channels. I can take and turn these into actual videos pretty easily. Obviously, make sure you follow all the rules, disclose that it's AI, everything like that. But if you're creating good content, this can work really well. Also, we see very developer-friendly API, fantastic for making money. I can build tools around this, which I've already started doing, which works great. Now, when going out there and making money, make sure you follow all the rules. Make sure you realize this is a business. The results are not typical, implied, or guaranteed. you got to look at this. And most people making money online or trying to make money online make nothing. We have to understand that this is a business. It takes work. It takes effort. Even if you do everything right, there is a risk that nothing will work. We don't know. But what we do know is this is a great tool to use for getting that stuff done. Going out there and making things for social media. Video creation workflow, this is fantastic. Like we said, it goes through and it has all the different things and it keeps consistency, which is key. Now, I'm seeing that this is going to be really good for Fiverr type tasks. And one of the things I'm going to go through in just a minute, which goes through infographics. There's one thing that I tested this with. I didn't even think it would work, but it was on point. And it has to do with the fact that Google and the Gemini API and the Gemini app actually go through and knows Google's properties. That's why you see it integrating with email, integrating with YouTube, integrating with Google Docs and things like that. This is one that I am going to use starting now. Now, Fiverr type tasks works good. Social media management, if you're going to be a social media manager, what I'm about to show you is on point. Or if you're creating your own content, maybe you're a blogger, a video creator, whatever it is, this is going to just go crazy, right? And that goes into infographics. Infographics has long been a great way to get traffic, teach people stuff, and build a business. If you have a lot of infographics about your topic, you can help people. So I went through earlier and we did this one about the vertical indoor gardens, space saving, water efficiency. The text is on point, talks about hydroponic. This would be great for a hydroponic site. I could put it on my blog. I could put it on my Pinterest. I could share it on Facebook. I could make short videos about it. And it actually contained everything in one little point. Having this infographic was absolutely key. And all I said was make an infographic about vertical gardens, indoor vertical gardens. Very simple, right? So this was like, okay, it nailed it, knocked it out of the park. Now, there's one thing that I tested this with that I think is a game changer. And what I did is I actually went through, and I made the little banana in the thumbnail here, but I went through and I actually gave it some information and got a bunch of infographics at once. So I was able to create bulk infographics in one go. Now, I did notice that around like infographic 8, the words started to get a little jumbled. It kind of forgot what it was doing. But overall, this is a time saver, game changer in terms of being able to use this and get it going. As you can see here, it created the infographics. Now, I'm going to let you in on a little secret here. And that secret is when I created all of these infographics, all I did was give it a link to one of my videos. This was crazy because now I can go through and be like, okay, here's a video. Now, just to show you the workflow and how I'm thinking about this so that you can understand where I'm going. I did a live stream yesterday, which was about how to start affiliate marketing. A big boring video. We went through like 75 different glossary terms on this one. And, you know, it was pretty good. We talked about target audience. We had affiliate link. We just defined all the stuff. If you want to do affiliate marketing, you need to watch this video. It's a really good one. It's part 1 of, I think we're going to do 5 parts. It's going to be everything you need to know about affiliate marketing, or almost everything you need to know. We try our best, right? But going through here, I gave it this video, just the URL. Didn't even have to, make notes or anything like that. I gave it the URL. It went through and created the infographics based on it. So it started with this one, introduction. Again, on point. The words are perfect. Affiliate product. It's got a little A there, so, affiliate promotes the product, customer buys the product. Goes through the whole thing. Good diagrams. They make sense. They work. Now, on this, I was able to go through and say make more. And it was able to make more in bulk. So affiliate versus merchant roles. Again, wording is on point. This is usable. I could brand this with my URL. I can share it on social media. I can get traffic, push them to things that I'm selling and offering. Obviously, follow all the rules, be ethical, be upfront, disclose that you're an affiliate if you're doing affiliate marketing. Looking at this was really good. Here's another one, affiliate commission models, rev share, CPA, or a tiered structure. It understood my video and put it into these specific infographics. So when we're thinking about this, like, could I do this with a podcast? If I have a podcast, obviously make sure you have rights to the content because you are using this as a derivative work of the content. You would need to have rights. So if this is a client of yours and you're doing this for multiple podcasts, you can make content that they can share. You can make a bunch of these. They could probably make 100 of them based on the video that I just did, or based on like a 2-hour podcast or 30-minute podcast or whatever. So starting to understand, okay, wait a minute, this now gives me stuff that I can use to promote my video. So let's say you have a podcast and it got like 9 views. All right, you want to get that out there and get more people to view it. Nano Banana is going to make infographics, and then you say, watch the full podcast, go over here. Very simple, very straightforward. So we can see it did a lot of these. They look fantastic. This is like book-worthy stuff. Defining your target audience, talks about demographics, psychographics, behavioral patterns, landing pages. I mean, this understood it, and I know because I just did this training yesterday, and I know what I said, and I know that this understood it. Now, along the way, I think right here it started losing some of the words. It was like getting funny, which is fine. We can just ask it to fix. Like here, like Y5, it makes no sense to me. But going through, we can see these are fantastically done. Here's a big one about data-driven decisions, analytics, and attribution. These are things that people on social media would find helpful, and it would drive people to watch a training or opt in. You know, you can have them opt in to get all of them. Look at this one. This is a beautiful image. Beyond the first sale, customer lifetime value. CLV is the average purchase value. Discovery, repeat. This is fantastic. I mean, this is going through and doing a really good job. And again, what we're looking at is not just beautiful images. The internet doesn't need more images. We're looking for understanding, and this is where it got a little weird. I don't know what this is or something like that, but it got a little weird going on. But most of it did get it. Like here's one. It corrected itself on this one and did pretty good as well. And on we go. So looking at this and understanding your workflow, using tools like Google Nano, using Notebook LM, I used to help me make notes for this video, using Manus AI, which made that big glossary for me. Again, I went through and I aided it. Like I gave it some tips and told it to remove some, told it to add some. But going through and looking at your content in a different way in the age of AI is where you're going to understand how to grow and how to build. And using something like Nano Banana, where I could say, hey, make a bunch of these based on this, right? Maybe I have a book I wrote and I want infographics based on the book so I could promote the book. Boom, there we go. One of the secrets that I learned early on with marketing and content marketing was that the product can be the marketing, right? Like if I write a book, all of the content in that book can be used as the marketing for that book. So I can make infographics, I can make this, I can make that, and I can make it work in a very specific way. And if you know a topic and you can talk about it, or you can write about it, or share about it, or even if you don't know it, you can use AI to learn about it, and then go through and systematically make content that'll work. This is my favorite use for Nano Banana right now. This is brand new. I'm sure I'm going to have others, but my favorite right now is being able to take a big piece of content and have it make multiple infographics that I can use and share on Facebook, share on Instagram, go out there and make a short video, maybe go out there and share them on SEO or Pinterest and start getting traffic. And this is a very straightforward way to get traffic. Let's go ahead and try this on one in real time to show you what it looks like. This is a video of a talk that I gave at ClickBank. And I'm going to take this talk that I gave at ClickBank and we're going to go through and say, we're going to make sure we're in Nano Banana. And I'm going to say, make 10 infographics based on this video. And we're going to go through and see how they look. Now, I could get into JSON prompting, and I could probably have parameters like, here's what I want the background, here's what I want the text to look like, make sure we have my URL at the bottom, and make it a little bit easier. But again, as we get through and start using this, I think you'll find some use cases as well, and I definitely will as well, and I'll share those with you. If you like this video, smash the like button, check the videos in the description as well. So now it's saying it can't create it, and I did notice I ran into this yesterday. Let's see if it'll do it anyway. I think it might. And we'll do infographics about using AI. Okay, so it did understand it. Yes, make them, please. It did understand it, even though it says, this stuff. Let's see how we're toggling here. It might be because it's in. Okay, let's try this again. Sometimes it does get a little bit buggy, which is fine. I mean, it's cheap and it's doing work for us, so I'm not going to complain. But going through here, I think this is very, very key. Again, I can't stress enough, make sure you have the rights to whatever video you're using. We don't want to get into plagiarism or copying or anything like that. You need to make sure that everything you do is ethical and good. And again, perpetuating your market, your message. So let's see if it does this one here. Looks like it's being a little slow, which is okay. I mean, it's creating images, which is usually the slower type of AI tool. And let's see what happens here. And to show you some others that I had as well, let's see what else we had here. These were actually really on point. Like the characters and the understanding was really good. I think it can also do like information cartoons, which is good. That's a good way to get traffic as well. Okay, so now it does it. I can't create 10, but I can give you 10 concepts. So it did give the next one. Let's do make number 2, please, bigger. So it did do 1, and I noticed that this what it does. It starts out like, oh, I can't do more than 1 at a time, but then you ask it for 9 more, and it'll do those. So this here, data, AI content, financial growth, interesting. So it's kind of cool. So let's see how it's doing with the others. 3 ways to start your affiliate journey. Start with an offer, buy traffic-filled domain, choose a passionate niche. I remember that talk. That's what I talked about. Now 3. Let's see what it does with 3. And then we can ask it to do like 5 more. But notice how quick this is. I mean, ChatGPT would still be thinking about the image. This is actually very quick, which is great. This is going to help us because I don't want to wait around. I like to get stuff done. And if I don't get it done right away, I need help. And that's what the old Nano banana is going to help us with. Lucky I had these bananas. Here we go. Sideways content. That was a topic I did. So we have like blog, 5 smoothie recipes, easy ways to meal prep, kitchen gadgets. That's pretty solid. I mean, this is really good. Let's see what else we have here. Now do the rest. Let's see if it does them all, because I know it triggered a way to make multiple. And we'll see if we can get that going here, because this will actually really help us. And again, if you want notes and information on how to build businesses with AI, check out AIProfitScoop.com. We got all kinds of stuff, including the notes from this video, the video on the JSON prompts, and tons of other stuff as well. So let's see here. We have this one. Now it's making more. So it's going through. It's still making it. There's number 6, number 5, I think this one is, ChatGPT Bolt.io. So it is remembering what I said. The understanding here is on point. Value first approach. And if you guys watch my videos, you probably see that, hey, yeah, this is what I talk about. So this works really well. I think this is the big game changer for Nano. I think it has to do with understanding rather than just, oh, hey, here's a cool image editor and I can make myself look like Superman. That's all fun and cute, but we want to use this to build a business. And I think this infographic use case is the winner, at least for me, at least for now. Smash the like button if you like this video. Check out AIProfitScoop.com for the videos, trainings, notes, and all kinds of things to help you build a business with AI. And check out the links in the description. There's some other videos that talk more about this, including that JSON prompt one I talked about earlier. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next training.